YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we got another video here by Revse Desu. Disney cancels Snow White premieres and hides Rachel Zegler from press after latest embarrassment. This girl, Rachel Zegler, needs to learn one thing, and that's to keep quiet. Bro, she is an actor. She lacks self-awareness that she's an actor. She's not an activist. She must chill, make her money, and move on. I bet after this movie, Disney won't want anything to do with her because man, having these agendas and opinions can make you lose money. So let's see what's going on. If you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. Of course, it's a video about animation. Let's just jump in.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So it must be a day that ends in Y because we're going to be looking at another round of controversy and bad news for Disney's live-action Snow White film. Now,
dude, Snow White has been... Nobody talks about this movie. Like, nobody is talking about this movie. Or maybe in my spaces, I've never heard one person saying, yo, I can't wait to watch the new Snow White movie. Nobody's talking about it.
Now, of course, they've been facing a mountain of controversy for quite some time now, but as this film approaches its release in just about a week, we have another round of issues that they're facing that have left Disney canceling multiple major premieres of this movie, as well as limiting the media's access to Rachel Zegler. The star of this film is apparently being hidden in the background in order to prevent her from causing further controversy.
Yeah. No, because they realize that she talks too much. Like, this girl just talks. She can't stop talking. So we need to remove her. And that's a bad thing. Rachel Zegler needs to hold it down. Everything is not about a fight. Make your money, go away. Look at the other actors. They have self-awareness. They know that I'm an actor. I'ma shut up. Like we've seen actors like this before. And where are they now? They nowhere. So that's how it is. It's a business. Emotional professionalism sometimes is needed in these type of situations.
And we'll also see how the media is now trying to spin a new narrative that it's not just Rachel Zegler's fault for all this controversy. It's equally on the shoulders of her co-star Gal Gadot, because I guess that's the route they're wanting to go. They're trying to exploit an international conflict to spin a new narrative, but we'll get into that in just a second. So we all know
how though, but when Rachel is the one which says everything, how is it her fault?
The story of the live-action Snow White, an absolutely abysmal reception so far. The original teaser trailer reaching over 1.5 million dislikes with only 100,000 likes on that. And you can see the budget is probably well over $300 million according to sources. It was already up to $269 million when Disney finally had to make some major...
If you're an artist of a show, I feel like sometimes you need to put your foot down and stick to satisfying the audience, the people that are going to watch the show. I think wokeism also kind of affected the show too much. I don't know why some of the directions and changes. I feel like, they should have just stayed true to what the art. We all know the story of Snow White. Stick to that. If people don't like it or hate it, you stuck to the story. You're serving the fans and the people that actually watch, like, and study this show. And this is their show. For real, for real.
Changes back at the end of 2023. Obviously, there was a big delay with this film and also a lot of reshoots. So that 269 is probably much, much higher. And that's not even talking about the advertising for this. Obviously, they have a very big mountain to climb if they want to even break even on this film. On top of that, the trackings for this are looking increasingly bad. Originally, we saw some numbers around 70, but that's been lowered all the way down to 53 million. They expect 53 million box office on the opening of this film, which is...
disaster. That's a disaster. Because when you think about it, a movie needs to at least make 100 million. We can tell these movie budgets are so tremendous. As we saw in that article, it's 300 million. If it's not 300 million, I'm maybe going to say 200 million. But if your movie makes 53 first week, you're done. Because it's not going to go up. It's rare that a movie goes up after it's released during box office. This is scary. This is sad. Man, yeah, I guess it's a whole combination of everything. This is the wrong movie at the wrong time with the wrong actor. It's just it's bad, man. It's bad. There's no way to do this, to put it, And as well, it's a business. This is the business 2024. I mean 2025. So you can't mess around.
It's an absolute disaster. That number is similar to the Marvels, by the way, if you want to know just how bad that is. Now, there's a lot of apathy with this film, right? Of course, there was the explosion of dislikes on some of the trailers, but as we've moved on and moved closer to the release of this film, the hype has died. It hasn't increased, it's actually gone down. If you look at all of the recent promotions on Disney's official YouTube account, everything has just received not just bad reception, but little reception. You can see this right here, Disney Snow White, Waiting on a Wish, the song they released to promote the movie. 54,000 views in 6 days on a channel with over 6 million subs. And that's not just,
That's bad. That's an indicator. People want to see the trailer, but if people are not worried about the lore or checking out the lore, especially since the last video did 11 million, yeah, no. It's bad, man. It's bad. Yeah.
We're ignoring the fact that it has 1,700 likes and 6,800 dislikes, but this number is something that this video, for example, you're watching right now, will exceed in the first 24 hours it's live. Like, this is a very underwhelming number for a big production like this for Disney.
Shame.
With only about a week until its release. And also, it appears that people aren't impressed with the latest trailers and sneak peeks released on Twitter. As you can see here, hold your jokes for just a second with this image. But you can see this promotion here, all the comments, extremely negative.
Terrible,
and to
yeah.
make matters worse, in true Disney Twitter account fashion, they're hiding replies,
Comments,
just like they
yeah.
always do. The dumbest thing any of these accounts can do is hide replies. It shows how insecure they are about this film and makes them look petty.
Yeah, the weasels. We know. Man. You should never take all criticism. Don't hide replies. You're fighting a losing battle. If you get negative press, it's negative press. It is what it is. I just feel like Disney should literally stick to the art. The art should be on their side. They should forget about politics and everything else and noise. Stick to the art. We all know Snow White. Stick to that art. Rachel Zegler should have just kept quiet. I feel like, she was uncontrollable and she talks too much. Forget about the politics and all of that. She just shared her opinion too much when she's an actor. It's not like if she says something, nothing will change because she's an actor. Self-awareness was very lacked from her, honestly.
I mean, why are you hiding this? Someone simply saying, "Aw, hell no." Have this person saying, "No, I don't think I will." And then Disney, get tickets now, everyone. Are you threatening me? But there's more and more, you get the point. And given the low interaction on the tweet itself, it's embarrassing to see the quotes, like this one right here, getting 34,000 likes and more interaction than the actual promotion itself, saying they did not put her in Lord Farquaad's outfit. And that joke is one that's been made ever since the initial appearance of Rachel Zegler was made for this film. And here it is, wearing a seemingly similar outfit. Not intentional, obviously, but it just looks too close to home and people are clowning on that. So, what's going on here? Well, there's some more insider info that's been released as of today from some of the people responsible for making this film, where there is some real apathy. It's not just in the potential customers, it's within the studio making the film itself, where there's apparently a lot of tension, a lot of burnout, and people are saying, in quotes, they need to get this over with. Yes, those are the people making this film. That's their attitude. They need to get this over with. This is like a nightmare for them. They just want to move on.
Yeah, nah, this must be a nightmare film, bro. I bet something went wrong, and yeah, a lot of things just kept getting worse and worse. This is honestly the worst film to do right now. Snow White, I don't think everybody wants new stories. I think, we're at a time where we want new stories. Why do you think anime is one of the biggest growing entities? You saw recently that anime surpassed not what is it called, high anime h comma high anime surpassed Disney with monthly viewers, because people want new stories, people want originality. There's fans there for this. But we want new stories, not the same old Snow White. Come on, bro. We've seen this story 1,000 times.
That's how bad things are, and that does not inspire any confidence whatsoever in this film. Now let's get to some of the cancellations and special rules for related events. So you can see here, Disney scales back Snow White Hollywood premiere amid Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot controversies. Now this is very interesting. They're trying to equate the two. We'll talk about that in just a second. But you can see right here, Disney is hosting a Hollywood premiere of Snow White on March 15th, but the studio won't be rolling out a robust red carpet like it usually does. So instead, coverage will be limited to photographers and a house crew. The studio did not comment for the story, and apparently there will not be dozens of media outlets like you'll usually see at a Disney premiere like this, where they interview the cast and the creatives. Nope, it's going to be a hand-selected, basically a picked crew of people that are going to obviously follow whatever Disney is saying.
Yeah, that's when this show is on fire. You can't limit access to the media and now have a whole control when it's just bad, man. It's terrible. I'm disappointed at Disney.
This basically tells me that they are very, very afraid right now. They are basically jumping in front of the microphone as Rachel Zegler goes anywhere. They don't want her to be in front of the media whatsoever.
Yeah, no. Well, if I was working with this girl, I would literally quit my job. No, because it's just too much, bro. I get why they don't want anything to do with media. She messed it up for herself. Nobody did all of this. She did it to herself. She should have just kept quiet, man.
Currently, she's going around on an international tour, only seemingly going to places that are non-English speaking. So basically, they're doing everything in their power to keep the media away from her because she is a ticking time bomb. Anything she says can cause more controversy for this film, and we've seen it happen multiple times.
Yeah.
And also for your own knowledge, the last time Disney ever had these sorts of conditions on a Hollywood premiere, it was for The Flash. And that was when Ezra Miller was facing a multitude of accusations over alleged crimes. So that's to give you a comparison point of just how bad Disney wants to hide their star from the media. But it gets worse. Disney has also canceled the United Kingdom Snow White premiere, and according to that, amid backlash and fears of negative Rachel Zegler press.
Damn.
Yes, that is not too surprising, but it is kind of surprising to see the UK, because that's a potentially big market for Disney. And you can see Disney live action Snow White is shaping up to be one of the studio's most troubled releases in recent memory, and now a major red flag has appeared. The company has canceled its planned Snow White UK premiere, reportedly due to concerns over backlash and controversy. Instead of a star-studded event in London, Disney will hold a small number of lightly controlled press events, an unusual move for a film with a $200 million plus.
Bro, how do you do that? You killing is literally suicide. How do you do that to a film that cost more than 200 million? That's crazy, man. Disney, you guys must learn from this. Stop making these people, like, again, Rachel Zegler, dude. She's gonna be a problem to work with in the industry. Maybe she might get a film. I'm not saying that I'm not wishing anything bad on her. I'm just saying that she must just keep quiet and look at the other actors. We've all seen big actors learn the mastery of what silence, because you can't be a political activist when you're a freaking actor that's making plus millions of dollars. Self-awareness, bro,
Budget and massive marketing campaign. Yes, when you see Disney doing everything in their power to scale back events like this leading up to the release of this film, that tells you everything you need to know about the confidence they have in this film. They're basically saying we're going to save our money and focus that on promoting something that's actually got a chance to succeed.
Yeah.
Because even if we did try to juice up this film a bit, Rachel Zegler has to get in front of the mic, and she might cause even more damage. Now, there was an interesting set of events that happened about a week ago, we had
the reason why they want it to be controlled, if Zegler says something, they chop. They chop it out. They don't want her, because they know her. Like, I feel like they know her antics. Oh, dude, that's, bro, she's never ever gonna work for Disney. I'm telling you, once she's done, she is out. Damn, literally, this is how you ruin yourself. As you trying to be A-list, you ruin yourself by talking, bro. Just, you mustn't have an opinion sometimes. I'm not saying it's bad, but it scares away the money.
Oscars, right?
Excuse
In case
me.
you don't know what the Oscars is, it's a giant circle jerk for Hollywood. They go around, they preach about various forms of activism, pat each other on the back, and
Just because you talk about it doesn't mean nothing will change. That's what I hate about celebrities and stuff. When they'll be making millions and they be talking to you about a situation, that's crazy, bro. These people are doing nothing about it. Even if they're doing something about it, this is again a person that's making plus millions of dollars on a movie or on a music career or on something. They're making plus millions of dollars, so you can't relate. It's just a little bit of self-awareness.
call it a day, right? And there was a very awkward scene during the presentation of a award. We had Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot go on stage together, and you can see there was a lot of awkward energy here. And basically, people are starting to theorize, besides the fact that Rachel Zegler walks like she just got a new pair of legs, that there might be some tension between the two actresses because they didn't look at each other not a single time during this entire display, which is very odd to see. It seems like they're just forced to be together and they're forced to go out there. Now, people are starting to speculate as to why there's so much tension. Well, I think there's a pretty obvious common denominator here, and that has to do with political views. We have seen Rachel Zegler on multiple occasions say things like "Free Palestine." Okay, you can see this was a post made back in August of last year where she added, and always remember "Free Palestine," underneath a tweet talking about the trailer for Snow White. So, in a sense, adding this moniker, this message, onto something that is tangible.
Corporations don't want controversy. The problem is these big political topics are like kind of like how can I put it? It's like a plague. The moment you come near a controversy or topic that is heavily controversial, people are going to start looking at you in a controversial way. So it's kind of like holding a hot potato, and it's going to burn everything around it because it's very controversial. These companies don't want controversy. They don't want people to start questioning too much and their morals. And it's like a lot of companies just want to be middleist. They don't want to enter in any left or right type of controversies. That's the thing with what I mean by she's scaring the money away. You can't be associating yourself or having an opinion about certain things. Sometimes you need to know your place. It's not your place for you to say certain things.
Related to the Snow White film, which also awkwardly she's talking about the amount of views the trailer got, but the dislike bombing was conveniently ignored. And also, I also find it funny that she also mentions the Romeo and Juliet set that she's working on while also trying to promote the film she's currently working on. That's like talking about your next job while you're basically waiting for your 2 weeks notice at your current one. It's very awkward. But yeah, you have this opinion, this viewpoint from Rachel Zegler, and you compare that to Gal Gadot. I keep wanting to say Gal Gadot. All of these YouTubers, they gaslit me into thinking that's how you pronounce it. It's been going on for months and months. Turns out it's Gal Gadot, not Gal Gadot. But anyways, you can see she made an address, a keynote address, at the ADL's 2025 Never Is Now Summit on anti-Semitism and hate. And this is not anything new for her. She's starting to become more outspoken about this stuff. She's from Israel, I believe. And in this keynote speech, she basically acknowledged that she was there because she has spoken out against people supporting Hamas, for example, and also the attacks on Jewish people over this conflict. But all you really need to know about this is you have people who are backing two completely different parties here that obviously are at odds. And if social media's reaction to that sort of thing,
and that hurts money, guys. They're completely opposite towards each other. I have no problem or any offense to any of their belief systems, but again, this is a business. You know, it's sometimes difficult for you to now put yourself in certain situations because again, Disney is a business, you know. So controversy is very difficult, you know. These political views and all of that, it's very difficult to align yourself with one or the other because yeah, it's controversy, it's political, you know.
Gives you an indication. There's obviously a lot of tension between the two over this whole thing. Like, I think it's pretty obvious when you have one side supporting Palestine, the other supporting Israel. There's going to be some tension here. But this is where it gets interesting. The press, the mainstream media, is trying to spin this whole narrative.
And you know what's crazy? Even though there's a lot of controversy and all of that, nobody's talking about the movie. And that's the worst thing. Nobody's talking about the movie. People are talking about political stuff and everything else. Nobody's talking about the movie. So that's what hurts the business, or that's what hurts being in entertainment and you come through with controversy. You know, it hurts everything because that's no more the topic. The topic is no more the movie. The topic is everything else, you know? So yeah, it's pretty bad.
Into something else. Business. They're trying to say this potential tension over this set of beliefs here from these two actresses is what's causing all of the issues. This is what's causing the cancellation of these premieres. You can see an article here from page 6.
Yes, that's true. Because it's like, what are they going to say? People are not going to ask them about the movie. No ways. If I'm a media personality, I'm going there to stir up fire because that's what blogs do. Blogs stir up fire. News outlets want drama. Drama sells. That's why they will go to these premieres and antagonize both of the main actors to see what they can get from them, to maybe get them to say something political that's gonna affect the show. And that's a bad thing for Disney because Disney's like, what? We don't want no part of this. We just want to sell movies and cartoons and stuff. That's what I'm saying. These viewpoints and all of that affect business, you know, because, you know, controversy, bro, and political views is very difficult to manage, especially in the business.
6, saying Disney scales back Snow White premiere following Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot backlash. So they are basically directly putting equal blame on Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot for this backlash, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Of course, there might be some tension here, and no one's, I guess, free from any sort of negative press being spun here. But to think Rachel Zegler's on the same level as Gal Gadot, that is absolutely insane. Let's just remind ourselves, just for a couple seconds, how this kicked off. And this is just this
is what kicked off everything, where Rachel Zegler needs to learn to shut up. That's it. Just shut up. Don't speak about anything. Yes, say I love this movie, move on. You know?
Snippet of the overall terrible press tour Rachel Zegler has provided for this film for years now.
I know that you've told me before that your version of Snow White is different, and it's more of a 2022 version of Snow White. What did you mean by that?
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very
evidently
so.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
So no prince, or a different kind of prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story, just because like we cast a guy in the movie, right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. Yeah. It's one of those things that I think everyone's going to have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024 all of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. But it's
so many great quotes. They're burned into my memory at this point. But that was the tip of the iceberg, and many other.
You know, one thing which I'm always saying to Disney is be your ally in this type of situation. You're doing a story from 1930. Stick to the art, man. Stick to the art. Let the art save you. This story was perfect. Why do you think they're making another one? Because it was a perfect story. They should have stuck to the art, left out all the other bullshit and noise, and then stuck to it. And also Rachel Zegler, I guess in her opinion, there was nothing wrong said. But then again, you know, what she said, of course, there's too many groups that they're fighting against. And so, yeah, dude, It's terrible, man. It's terrible, man. Like, I feel like Disney messed up again. They keep on doing this thing because of they want to go woke. I hate that. I hate the whole terminology of woke. They just need to stick to the story, stick to the art, let the art save you, and that's how we start making good stories and all of that. Who knows what would have happened, you know?
Negative quotes she made to the press. Then you had this situation following the election results in the United States. She made a series of Instagram.
Oh yeah, I remember. This is what got her red listed. That first one was touch and go. Maybe this is what got her red listed, where she even had to apologize. Nah, Disney, they're tired of her,
Stories
bro.
that were swiftly deleted because she was saying
Disney.
many things, including she wanted Trump supporters to never know another moment of peace in their life, which is a great PR strategy. If you're
Best.
with Disney, you want to alienate over half of the United States.
Oh my God.
Great strategy by
Why
Rachel
would you
Zegler.
do
Like I
that?
said, she would apologize for that. She would also turn around and apologize recently, saying the backlash against the film wasn't due to sexism or other things she's claimed in the past.
It was.
Instead, it's about the passion of these fans, that they're just really passionate about all.
Yes, because you guys are changing the story. That's why people are passionate. People are passionate about the original story. Why would you have an original story and turn around and be like, okay, man, F that story. Let's go try and make a new story. And you totally you forget about the fans that you left over there. It's like, who are you serving? Are you trying to serve the new fans that maybe or maybe not they might buy it? What about the old fans where they definitely guaranteed to buy it? That's what I don't like about not sticking to the art. Serve the people that love the show and want the show to come back again. Why don't you serve them, but you want to serve the other people which you're trying to make a message or a viewpoint, and I feel like that's so disingenuous. Now it's like you're making two stories for people that don't exist. I don't get it. I don't get it why this movie went in this direction when they could easily go make the same trash ash movie that they made in 1936, bro. Make that freaking movie. That's what we want. That's what people want, bro. For real. And not, dude, I don't understand. Oh, if they wanted to do this whole type of new wave or new era or new thinking of movie, make another movie, Disney. You spent 300 freaking million on to like, come on, make another movie, bro.
All this, and that's why there was a misunderstanding.
Legit, I'm telling you, there will never ever be another Snow White movie after this. It's done. Like that's the thing which I hate about the new era of these movie companies. They do reboots. If the reboot fails, it's done. And that's why we're looking at these companies like, you guys did the reboots. I'm thinking about in gaming, like Dragon Age Inquisition. What was that? You disavow or just ignore your fans and do something completely different for new fans that don't even like what's going on.
When in reality, she's trying her best and probably under the pressure of Disney to help the PR of herself and the film as much as they can as we head into the final week or so before the official release. And also, people forget the dwarf controversy. This one's often overlooked because it took place a couple years ago, but this was the original image released for these 7 dwarfs. As you can see, these 7 DEI hires. This was an absolute embarrassment. Number one, a lot of the outrage for this had to do with the selection here, because not only does it look janky, but people said, why aren't you hiring actors with dwarfism for this role? If it's going to be a live action version,
this I have nothing to say, because it's I don't know. What am I supposed to say?
not CGI, live action dwarfs, hire actors with dwarfism. It's a great opportunity for them. That makes sense. Unfortunately, and ironically, Peter Dinklage, an actor with dwarfism, you might recognize him as Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones and other great roles. He's a great
Shout
actor.
out to Peter.
But he came out with an absolute stinker saying that it was backwards for Disney to make a remake of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs and to use actors in any sort of live action form. And guess what? Disney, through its representatives, said directly, this is why they made a change. This influenced their decision, and we all know how this ended. They went with CGI, and you got this absolute
garbage
slop festival. Like, terrible.
CGI is garbage. You don't even understand. CGI needs time. And you know, just I hate CGI. I like it for some movies because they've proven themselves. But now Disney CGI, oh my gosh, you know.
Terrible CGI. And again, I guess we helped out the actors with dwarfism by taking away their roles. Yay, everyone give this guy a big round of applause. What a great decision. But
I don't know how to feel about this controversy about the dwarfism. I don't know. I don't think it's that deep for me. Like it's either or, you know. I didn't mind the first cast. If they also wanted to bring other actors with dwarfism, I didn't mind that. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. It's not that deep. Again, this is like, come on, guys. Again, you know,
yeah,
it's not that.
As
deep.
you can see, that sort of tension between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot over this international conflict is now being used to spin a new narrative that takes some of the heat away from Rachel Zegler and places an equal amount on Gal Gadot, and that's completely ridiculous. We all know this is the result mainly of years of negative PR surrounding everyone but Gal Gadot up until recently, and this is something that really they have no one to blame but themselves in this case. The live-action Snow White continues to spiral into depths we never thought possible. They're going to have to make a substantial amount of money to get their money back on this, and I don't think they will. Maybe I'll be surprised by the number of normies and families who are not aware of all the backlash who are going to still show up for this film just because it's a live-action Snow White film or just because it's a Disney film. But we'll have to wait and see. Got about a week and a half until the release, and when it does, we're definitely going to get some very interesting numbers, and I will be here.
Okay, to finish everything off, I have no problem with Disney. Hopefully they make their money back. This is a learning experience. Hopefully Rachel Zegler will learn something from this, that sometimes you don't always need to have an opinion about everything, especially in your role of, you know, you're the famous Snow White star. Kind of have a little bit of self-awareness. The whole dwarfism roles of the seven dwarfs, come on guys, like it's not that deep. Whoever plays the role CGI person, I really don't care. And yeah, I just feel like, you know, I'm very disappointed in also like how the film is going. They never serve the fans. That's one thing which I don't like about art. If you're not serving the fans, then what the hell are you doing this for? This story has been made in 1936. Like, mother effer, do the freaking story and let's move on with our lives. Stop trying to make it into some political view or a new world view. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's the thing which makes Hollywood's a stinker. It makes it honestly garbage. That's why we want true original stories that stays true to what art. That's what I want. I want stories that art that make me think. Not now it's some political. Come on, dude. We've seen it many times. Anyways, you guys tell me what you guys think. Like and subscribe. If you disagree, dislike. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.